When I have multiple copies of the same album, I like to do non-scientific, informal shootouts by switching back and forth between pressings to figure out which version sounds best to my ears in my system. And to get the most out of those comparisons, you need a capable front end. That includes a solid turntable, a good cartridge, and just as importantly, a Phono preamp that can reveal the differences. For this shootout, I'm using the new iFi Zen Phono 3 that I've had for a couple of months. The Zen Phono 3 has the unmistakable iFi industrial design and retails for a wallet-friendly $250. And to me, at an initial glance, it kind of resembles a wallet. It has a smooth, curved aluminum case that feels more substantial than you'd expect at this price. On the front panel, you'll find power, load, and subsonic filter buttons, and 4 small white status indicator LED lights. Around back, it's straightforward. RCA input and output jacks, a grounding terminal screw, and a 4-position gain switch. Gain 1 is for standard moving magnet cartridges, and the other positions cover high, low, and very low output moving coil cartridges. And the power comes from an external 5-volt wall wart. There is also a 4.4mm balanced output jack, which can help if you have a hum issue with your turntable. One feature that iFi touts on this model is the intelligent subsonic filter. Now, I've preferred Phono preamps with subsonic or rumble filters ever since the first time I saw a woofer pulsing wildly while playing a slightly warped album. Traditionally, these filters cut off frequencies below 20 Hz, and vinyl records should not have much or any information you can hear below 20 Hz, hence the word subsonic. So anything coming through to the amplifier and speakers is undesirable noise. However, there are some enthusiasts who don't like subsonic filters because they believe they can remove subtle sonic information below 20 Hz, potentially affecting the overall sound quality of the record. Now, iFi believes they have just the remedy for those individuals by incorporating an intelligent filter that can distinguish low-frequency music from noise. For this evaluation, I'm using my desk system. It includes a Riga Planar 3 with several TNG spinner upgrades, an Origin Live Silver Mark V tone arm, and an Audio-Technica moving magnet cartridge. I've also been trying out the Origin Live Strata platter mat, which has made a noticeable difference in this system. Amplification is handled by a modern quad 33 preamp and 303 amplifier combo, feeding a pair of bookshelf CSS speakers, and the cabling is a mix of Vanden Hall and Synergistic Research. Sorry for this interruption, but according to my YouTube stats, currently 90% of individuals who watch my videos are not subscribers. So I take from that YouTube is not showing subscribers my new episodes. So I suggest that if you enjoy my kind of content, please subscribe and enable notifications. So when I put up a new one, you'll know about it. Thanks. Phono preamps are the definition of set it and forget it. You dial them in once, maybe revisit them if you change cartridges, and otherwise they just get on with the job. The iFi Zen Phono 3 makes that job easier than most with a button on the front panel that handles cartridge loading. So there's no need to flip the unit over or fumble with tiny dip switches buried inside. And I do prefer units with subsonic filters, and having an intelligent one rather than a dumb one sounds like an improvement. But I was not really able to demo that feature. iFi calls this a fully balanced design, and they recommend going with a 4.4mm to XLR cable rather than sticking with standard RCA interconnects. Sadly, I don't have one of those cables on hand to try it out. On my desk system where I did the record shootouts, the iFi went head-to-head with the built-in phono stage of the $1,600 Quad 33 preamp. And the Quad was forward and lively and a little in your face compared to the Zen Phono 3 that was more laid back and more neutral. Later, I moved it over to my main system. And this is a Lin LP12 with an Audio-Technica moving coil cartridge, feeding the same Quad 33 preamp, and now a pair of Quad 303s running as monoblocks into the Magnepan loudspeakers. Now I brought in the low budget contender, the Fosse Audio Box X5, a $110 unit that supports moving coil carts and is in a simple metal box. And the Fosse holds up shockingly well. It's got energy, detail, and impressive low-end performance. Where it starts to show its price is in the spatial stuff, the depth and instrument separation that I look for. Compared to the Phono 3, it's about, 80% of the way there. But the Zen fights back. It wins on build, features, and sonics. It offers more clarity, better instrument separation, and that extra bit of finesse that the Fosse lacks. Though I did find that the Fosse had a touch more bass punch. Then there's my everyday Phono preamp, the $500 Parks Audio Waxwing. Now, it's a different beast entirely. This one digitizes the analog signal from your turntable, adds some DSP, and outputs analog through its own internal DAC, or via a digital output to an external DAC of your choice. Now I run mine into a Hollow Audio Spring 3 DAC. For this comparison, I kept things as fair as I could. I used the internal DAC only, the digital processing was turned off, the nice stuff, and the Phono 3 still held its ground. The Waxwing edged out the iFi with a smoother upper mid-range for me, like for horns and electric guitar solos. It was so close that it was almost a toss-up. The iFi Zen Phono 3 makes a compelling case for itself. It's ideal for someone who wishes to leave the built-in phono stage world, or maybe for the new vinyl enthusiast who wants something a bit better and smarter, and will likely stick around for a few years. It's easy to live with, well made, and sounds excellent, especially at the price.